Would anyone like to make a motion on the minutes?
Most of it except March with the correction.
Oh, are we making corrections?
Yeah, that's right.
We're putting 5 months minutes if you, unless you have any.
No, I thought you said with changes made.
With the change to spelling.
Spelling. Oh, your name's?
It was.
Gosh.
Do I hear a second? Thanks. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, guys. Okay, item number 2, public comment other than agenda items. Are you guys our agenda item tonight?
We are.
Okay. Well, since you're the only ones here, you're up next anyway. All right. Welcome to the Shade Tree Commission meeting. We're generally fairly informal. We have, but we do make a recommendation to Borough Council. We've received paper copies of your plans this afternoon. I've given them a once over, haven't looked at them real thoroughly. So if you guys want to sort of talk us through what you're planning, that'd be great. And generally, we're not generally reviewing anything per ordinances.
Mhm.
We're more sort of advising on like community wish list kind of things like.
Wow, that must be something important.
That's your call here.
But check out the list.
You're here.
So we're generally talking about things that we would know from living here rather than ordinance issues.
Okay.
So
I haven't been to, believe it or not, we did I call the buildings by whoever's in the downstairs. So we did the Maluga building, the Jennings ice cream building, and the big portion of block across the street where Mapes and McShay's and everything was, and somehow never attended a meeting here. I don't blame me.
No, it wasn't on you, the administrative.
Yeah, so I don't have any experience with you all. I don't know whether you want the backstory of like what is the project, or if you just want to dial it right into Kayla's wheelhouse of the landscape. It's up to you.
We really only have any say over things regarding planting. Isn't that accurate to say?
yeah, but that is accurate to say, but give us like a
Sure, I guess your backstory just.
and
Can I just
start
ask?
with some introductions.
Yes, introduce yourself
Sure.
first, so I have it.
Yeah, my name is Tim Rubin, and I represent the development team.
And my name is Kayla McKay. I work for Stewart and Associates Landscape Architects. I've been with them for 4 years now since I graduated from Temple.
What's the name of the firm?
Stewart and Associates.
Oh, I saw that on a thing when I was reading it.
Yes, we are the orange square on the foot.
Got it.
Ready? Okay, so a little bit of history. First project we got involved in was the Maluga building. Had a relationship with the folks that used to own the hardware store, Ricklands. They were a tenant of mine in Bryn Mawr, and so that was the connection, or the entree into the borough. However, I have a family connection. My mother grew up in Narberth, and my grandfather grew up in Narberth. So when we went to our first public meetings, people were like, not sure if I knew anything about the borough, and they were kind of trying to see what, whether I was familiar with how things worked here. And I said, the family actually goes back to Conway Avenue in 1905. So a long history. My grandfather was the mailman here. So with that, we started on that building. I was friends with Glenn Coral, who owned the old fitness studio where the gas station was. The rest is history with Jenny's and everything. And when we went through and got both of those projects approved, we struck up a relationship with the folks that were selling at the time, pure happenstance, the Cook property. And they knew that I had experience in the borough and vision, personally a vision for what I thought could happen here. And so that's how that happened. And then along the way, the most recent acquisition we did was the subject property, 100 Essex. Friendly with the broker, who was with Metro Commercial. The owners were Triple Net, REIT, a public company out of San Diego, with no idea what Narberth was, where it was. So I sort of pounced on that because of the strategic nature of it being right across the street from 203 Haverford and having a huge parking lot and just an appreciation for that corner. So that's how I ended up with that property. And again, happenstance, I was working with the Fine Wines, the PLCB, for the Cook property. And long story short, we had a lease done, but they realized at the very end they couldn't get their big truck to load. They couldn't get it back into the municipal lot for loading. So we were off searching for a new location right about the time that 100 Essex sort of came into being. And so the plan for 100 Essex was driven primarily by over the last year through my work with the PLCB. It took, believe it or not, approaching 18 months to get them to just shift a lease from the south side of the street to the north side of the street. It was like an 18-month adventure. And the idea is that you have to fit their criteria. It's the state of Pennsylvania. Very strict in terms of ceiling heights, in terms of door width, you name it. There's a checklist and you can't deviate. If you deviate, they're off to the next deal. So in order to satisfy their criteria, we had to unfortunately tear off the roof of the building and expand out the rear. And at that point, when you satisfy all their frontage requirements and new entry, the entire storefront had to be redone. So the idea with the property was to take down the one-story portion, keep the two-story portion that runs along Haverford, which was the historic original building. The one-story, I don't know if you're aware of this, was actually sort of a tack on later. There was like an alleyway and different properties, and at some point in the past, they fused those two together. But when you look at like the historical significance, it's really the two-story rectangular building that's the old original building. And we actually have pictures of it and everything from back in the day when there was like nothing next to it. So knowing that the Fine Wine store, part of their checklist is a certain minimum amount of parking and things like that, we didn't want to go max density because then you get into very complicated land development plans, and we took we took a minimalist approach, and we did the bare minimum to make the deal pencil, which was Fine Wine store in 7,600 square feet. The current footprint is 5,000, so it's like 2,600 popping out the back into the parking lot on the far side, like away opposite Haverford. And then we just did an apartment on the existing second floor of the historic building. And because we had that extra footprint from the store, we built up a second floor above that and put 3 more apartments. So the whole enchilada is only 4 apartments and a Fine Wine and Good Spirit deal. And the idea, I talked to all the folks that I know in the borough, like Cindy Rickards, and I've had a lot of relationships, and I tested the water very early. Like, is this something? I think it's an anchor tenant. It's something that generates a lot of activity, and it would be a tough loss. And knowing that they needed to find a right-sized store eventually, I asked her, talk to people and tell me, is this something that you would support? And the long and short of it is, I don't want to say everyone, I feel like most people have the same sort of opinion of it. Like, let's try and keep the anchor in the borough. So that's the backstory there. I tried to hit the highlights without boring you with 18 months of bits and starts and craziness.
I could take over speaking for the landscaping. Aside from speaking for the trees on behalf of the client and then satisfying the ordinances, we also tried to put forth our best possible plan that is going to encourage a better pedestrian experience as well as an everyday experience. So along the existing road on the side of the train station, right behind us, it's a lot of brush and just a lot of what has been existing for a while, but it serves a purpose. It buffers from some of the sound and some of the visual aspects of the train station. We've kind of continued to carry that idea into the parking lot by providing one tree species along the road kind of to encourage a streetscape atmosphere, right? You're kind of coming off the downtown here. Eventually, you're going to reach this building. So kind of just beautifying that experience, both for the cars passing, hopefully as a traffic calming technique, but as well as protecting pedestrians who are going to hopefully feel inclined to use the sidewalk more. Not only those accessing the new apartment buildings, but people coming from the neighborhoods and the streets around to access the liquor store. Aside from those trees along the streetscape, we provided 4 flowering trees. One is an accent right outside the entrance to the apartments, and the other 2 are accenting the entrances to the parking lot.
May I just ask a question? When I went to page 17, I think that was the right page that showed the species.
Okay.
And so then the serviceberry and hackberry, are they the more, decorative trees or whatever the word you just used?
So
Or are they the street trees that will be along Haverford Avenue?
the hackberry is a more upright and columnar species.
Yeah.
That is the variety. We chose the Prairie Centennial.
Yeah.
That is the symbol you see just along the streetscape here.
Okay, so it'll be all hackberries.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then the 4 you see in the parking lot would be the serviceberries, a slightly smaller, still tight, upright variety. I've actually learned more recently that you can get super specific even with some of these cultivars and still be like single stem versus multi-stem. Like the things they're doing with trees is absolutely incredible. So we could get into the nitty gritty of what the actual tree might be, but this is for now the variety that we have chosen. So an early spring flowering tree that then will provide a good canopy throughout the rest of the summer. Aside from the trees, we've also proposed 11 total shrubs. We used 1 variety. Given the space, there can be some let's not say complications, but stress factors, right? You're in a parking lot, you're anticipating the snow and salting of the winter. So we picked a shrub species that can handle and tolerate both the heat island effect and the salt, as well as maybe any other activity. We start to think about dogs, children running through maybe the planting islands and things like that. But we have a hardy shrub for that. And then we have proposed 1 grass species and 3 perennials. Most of the perennials, I will say all but 2 are from the recommended plant list that is provided by you guys. But the species that we have chosen to add, the Picanthamum, which is mountain mint, that is a native species, so it has some benefits in the palette that I put together, which is why we included that. And then Stachys byzantina, also typically known as lamb's ear. You might be familiar with this plant. It's a little more silvery. It has a nice fuzzy leaf. A very delicate flower. This plant proves very tough in this kind of environment, adjacent to a parking lot and or salt. As well as it doesn't always completely die back in the winter, so you wouldn't be completely bare in your island. So just some of the things we tried to think about. Aside from being native, having some sensory details, we also thought about seasonal interest as well. And that about sums up the palette. It's both in the streetscape as well as in the parking island. So we tried to cover all the new areas or areas that we are improving in the rear of the building. And then I would draw to the only tree that is currently on Essex Ave now is a beautiful and large honey locust. We've had discussions in our office as well as with the engineers and the state contractor, and we would like to hopefully protect that tree during this process. That's it.
We were able to protect the tree across the street when we did the Maluga building. It creates a really cool vibe, and we didn't want to lose it, but sometimes you stress the roots out and you're disturbing things around it, but it's pretty hardy. Looks good. The folks that do the tree work for the borough limbed it up, and I think it really makes that corner look cool.
Questions, anybody?
Well, I just, again, one of the reasons why we have that list of the plants is that we feel very strongly that whenever it's something that we can influence, we do prefer native species over cultivars. And I was so excited when I saw that you were gonna plant now, it really made me happy. But, so just so you know, and we might write that in our letter, I think, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I would prefer to see something other than lambs here.
Yeah. And, we could probably, with half a thought, let me comb that, that's too high.
That's their job.
Oh, okay,
But we can, again, we'll revisit the list and take
Okay.
consideration for something that's.
I'm just thinking of my own yard, but,
Yeah, if you have a suggestion.
yeah. Cardinal flower. That,
I can't think of the, name, but the red dogwood that, it's really nice winter interest with the, red stems.
oh, right,
Just-
red osier dogwood.
Red osier, because that might give some interest and, kind of be a quicker hit since it's not a perennial, so you could get some bushes in there and a little bit higher.
That's
Just
true.
if you do want to, I mean, these are all wonderful, but if you're thinking about getting rid of the landscape, some dog, I've just been noticing that.
Yeah, they're
really nice, yeah.
And the red, and you can look for the yellow now, is becoming more
Oh,
popular as
cool.
well.
I don't know.
I just wonder about, so you're saying six hackberries in a row here on Haverford, that's the suggestion?
Yes.
I mean, I think generally we would probably recommend some variety rather than having six of the same tree planted in a row.
Monoculture.
Yeah.
Just in order to, yeah,
Sorry to
No.
jump in. This is one of the things you wouldn't know. We're tasked with working out a plan for all of downtown plantings, with one of the goals being add a lot more biodiversity. You know, you've mentioned one already. We have tons of honey locusts, and as we've seen emerald ash borer and now beech leaf disease, we need to make the downtown more diverse.
Yeah.
We don't want to, when something hits the honey locusts, we don't want to lose everything.
Well, chokecherry is pretty wonderful.
Chokeberry is.
Chokeberry, sorry.
Are there
Farm
guidelines
house.
above where these trees are gonna be?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
But chokeberry is like not that tall. It's more like hackberry in terms of how big it gets.
What about a sweet gum? Would that
Well,
be
they get pretty
big?
tall though. They're more like 40.
Yeah, but
Oh,
they're narrow.
is that gonna affect anything like your approach, do you
If we
think?
don't have, and they're not that fast growing, but they're, I mean, they seem pretty premier. You know what I'm saying? And
I
like,
see that. Are you considering like,
just, I have the surface berries that we've been planting and have not been doing well. The ones that have you noticed that? Like, when they're looking
Okay.
around.
well, mine was eaten by bunnies or something over the winter.
Yeah.
A little one.
I mean, they'd be more protected here. And then, did you forward me the article that in 10 or 15 years, service berries were, the climate is gonna be too hot for them here?
Yeah.
So.
The conversation is always evolving. It's
Yeah.
also really interesting to hear you guys say about the biodiversity, because I myself coming from Temple, have also a horticulture background. And I think that that's really important conversation to have. And we're seeing it go two ways. Downtown Main Street, they either want the monochromatic look, strengthen the streetscape, matches with the lights,
Yeah.
every other. And then you have the reverse where they're like, that doesn't matter as much to us. You need to look at the bigger picture and kind of spread out your lens a little bit further.
Yeah.
You're never gonna have one monoculture in an entire town. It's
Yeah.
almost impossible. So we'd be more than happy to mix in some other trees along there. I think our thought here is that they're all columnar species. So again, like the conversation you guys were just having about like the shape of a tree.
Yeah,
For that road being really narrow as an alleyway, the trees that we're looking at were very much tighter, almost sky pencil-like, if you will.
yeah,
Whereas some of your other street trees or shade trees kind of on the list are gonna go more of this like triangle and more outward growth. I noticed just from the street view when all the trees were grown in, that some of the trees from that hill are kind of already growing in to the alleyway, and then obviously the brush below is kind of cut back and maintained to keep visibility and everything down that road. So I think that that's just the main thing that we want to think about when we mix up the species is the overall shape. And if it's shade that you want, then we go for something that might be like a little bit wider. But also if you're considering diversity, you might consider putting some of the flowering trees in there as well and having layers to the canopy.
you could have
Yeah.
like the oaks and then some smaller trees like
that.
Right. And your ordinance does allow that.
When you said the alley, you mean Haverford Avenue?
I'm sorry, yes.
I was wondering,
Yes, the back right at now.
I would actually suggest here too, you might want to get away from more columnar species. People fly down the street. We really do need trees coming over, and Amtrak is removing trees on the hill like
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay.
So even though right now they are leaning over, by the time anything that you guys plant there gets up that high, chances are Amtrak is gonna clear that hill.
So
So,
no trees whatsoever, and it's very hot, you can imagine.
Of course.
With just no shade.
so yeah, think about that. I'm curious too, looking at like what the width of the sidewalk is there, your tree pits are not gonna be very
Yeah, I
big,
was
are
wondering about the size of the tree pits when I was walking over here. What did you have in mind? What were you thinking about with the size of the tree pits?
Are you talking about this area?
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Haverford.
So that's one continuous bed right now,
Trench.
right? It's not a singular pit.
Excellent. See, I couldn't tell that because I was looking at okay, thank you.
Right, that's good.
Yeah.
Is that gonna capture stormwater then? Or just sort of incidental?
I would have to look at the civil drawings to see if they have curb cuts built in, kind of how you guys have started to implement in the terms of stormwater, so I can absolutely ask that question. From what I can see in the line work now, there's none like along the street, and then obviously we have the access drive here, so there might not be one there for the stormwater. But per the ordinance design, I'm pretty sure this is like a 3 feet minimum, but because it's a continuous trench, we don't see any concerns. With all the studies and things we've been doing, understanding tree roots and how roots migrate, we're learning that if you give them the space, they'll grow through the space. So it's not necessarily going to want to grow into the sidewalk if it has soil on either side.
Oh, yeah.
Are you thinking about anything though to keep the roots out from under the sidewalk? Because I know you just said, I'm also a landscape architect. You see the shape of our downtown. My next question actually was gonna be, what's the sidewalk like around the front on Essex, around the existing honey locust? And do you
it's
have-
fine, we actually redid those both along Haverford and Essex. So it's nice and level, it's not popped up like on the Cook side.
And then my other question is, have you looked closely at the shape of that honey locust? Because we authored the letter for the big block saying, take all of those trees out. Because I was concerned about the shape of them,
Mhm.
that you wouldn't be able to prune them back.
Yeah,
And so if you have the same situation here, if you're popping up, just make sure there's enough of that tree that'll be left
right,
if you do have to prune it back.
right. Yeah, it definitely does. On the building side, it definitely has the branches that kind of
Mhm.
go over. However, like I said, on the other side of Essex, we limbed it up. And it looks good, but
Yeah.
to your point, if there's too much of it, then would you want us to replace it I just thought it was a nice mature tree, it looked like created a cool vibe there.
Yeah, and just, if you can keep it, keep it.
Okay,
If,
yeah,
I'm
that's the
just
point.
saying, take a close look at the canopy,
Yeah.
not just what you're doing around.
Yeah,
the front.
for sure.
One more question / concern. I don't know what our ordinance actually says about plantings within rights of way for the shrubbery on Dudley. I don't know if that's gonna be an issue to have the inkberries in the right of way.
Yeah, sure.
And so you may think about just sort of flipping them. We plant trees in the right of way all the time. That's not a problem. So you may want to look at that planting island and just make sure there's no sight distance issues with shrubs there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is nice to see the development planting more trees than are coming out.
We've never seen it
Which is
before.
pretty
I've been on the Shade Tree Commission for 9 years and Rick 10. Never, ever have I seen someone planting more.
Yeah.
They cut it.
We've been
So thank you.
encouraging the borough to try to plant up Haverford Avenue because if you're around here, you know, people fly down the
Yeah.
road and it's too wide. There's no roof to it. There's no walls to it. People just
Mhm.
go.
I feel like, I mean, I haven't seen it much yet, but since there's parking on both sides now, I feel like if it's parked, like once the fall
It helps
games
a bit,
start,
yeah.
it's gonna slow traffic down.
I'm hoping that, but I haven't seen it
If there's
change
actually
much.
cars parked.
Yeah. And the stormwater is pretty unbelievable when it's actually raining. Anybody else have any other questions? We can let them go home and eat dinner or whatever.
No, thank you, it's great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for.
Hang on.
Oh, sorry.
We do, generally, we prepare a letter after the fact. But we do also generally make a motion just to formalize the main points of what are gonna go into the letter.
Yeah.
So I will move that our recommendations include removing the lamb's ear and replacing it with a native species. Diversify the tree portion of the plant palette by at least one more species. Does that sound good?
And emphasis on shade because we're anticipating, well, we know Public Works has told us that Amtrak wants to clear all
Mhm.
trees and all,
Mhm.
so it's gonna make it even hotter.
Yeah, so those are,
We prefer native to cultivar.
how does everyone feel? I don't feel as strongly.
Okay. Just in the interest of biodiversity, so cultivars don't really do anything. But I'm the only one, so.
Am I allowed to add to that discussion? This is another discussion that I just love to be a part of because it's constantly evolving. We keep going back to get different people's opinions because there isn't a clear consensus yet. But in some cases, a cultivar is chemically made in a lab, altered, let's say, to be more susceptible or not be more susceptible and be native in a way.
Right.
That's one part of the conversation. So some cultivars can be native to your area based on where they're made at. I'm pretty keen on what Penn State is doing. They're always trying to build and
Yeah.
put plants. But on the other side of the conversation that is also a gray area is what if a cultivar is the combination of two native plants?
Right.
Then does that ultimately make it native or not? I don't know what the answer is, but just something to keep in mind.
I think I might be an outlier on the group with my rigidity about this, so that's
It's
fine.
definitely an area that's being studied.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and
It's not, it doesn't seem like it's like.
That's right.
Blanket statement.
Correct.
absolutely.
So 3 main recommendations: replace the lamb's ear, diversify the plant palette, and put a little more emphasis on a wider canopy, shade
Right.
trees along Haverford Avenue.
And you wanted us to check on Dudley, the right of way?
Yeah, just to
Check
make
that out.
sure, because neighbors didn't
Mhm.
have fussy with it.
Not anything else to add? Okay. I'll make a motion, or maybe I did already, to include those major comments in a recommendation.
One other thing I just want to say is, I hope that doesn't get swept under the rug, the whole idea of having the trench, because that would be great to have the trench rather than, really limited size planting.
Mhm.
No, absolutely, we're gonna keep that in the design. Great.
Thank you.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thanks, Bettina. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Nope. Okay. So I'll type up a letter hopefully in the next couple of days. I'll send it to Maggie. She'll send it to you guys. She'll send it to the planning commission. They might ask you, I don't know what your schedule is, when you'll be at planning.
First week of May,
Oh, so the next
So
one,
You've got some time.
yeah,
next
exactly,
planning.
exactly.
All right, so they'll probably ask you, have you addressed our
Yes.
comments or how?
They will.
Great. Thank
Any,
you very much
any
for coming.
questions for us?
Oh, right, good question.
I don't think so. Do you guys need a business card or anything?
I'll take
You
it,
want
since
to
I'm
say-
taking the minutes, that would be great.
Yeah.
Make sure I spell your name right.
I have them, but I say my house is.
Okay, great, thank you.
You can tell Patrick it's Rick from Natural Land says hello.
Well, he's on vacation right now, so I can't
Nice.
bother him just yet, but I will when he gets back.
That's nice.
Yeah, that is.
So-
And you guys are all set, like where you're parked and stuff, and you know, you're. Great. Wonderful. It was nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you all.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
I really how the trees are between the road and the side.
Yeah.
Like,
I think there's one tree there right now, are there more trees, or just, I remember.
There aren't any trees coming down.
and the other trees there.
There's
just-
one.
There's one.
There's one.
One
My
by,
dog always stops there.
not by the, yeah, I even thought there was two, like not by the, parking lot, but right by the building.
Yeah, my building,
That's
yeah.
a big one.
It's on the plan very faintly. Existing is sort of faded.
Yeah, I mean, these could be big trees.
What is this second document, this drawing, it looks like it's an aerial view of a paper airplane.
It's the lighting plan.
Oh, wow. All of the,
So the wavy lines are the coverage of each light fixture.
Oh, interesting.
And the little numbers represent how strong the light will be at each of those points.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Amazing how quickly a liquor store plans can go through, but. Yeah, yes, quick, bigger, it's done.
I wonder, so how are they gonna accommodate the traffic though? I guess they're gonna go into.
Oh, they have a huge parking lot now, think about it. I think it's awesome, because then maybe that'll free up Station Circle for something,
But I thought they
More
had to
interesting, right?
extend the
that's why
building.
we need the parking spots at
They
Station
will
Circle.
extend the building.
Didn't you
So they
say
won't-
the building's
yeah.
being extended 2,600 feet? Is that what you heard?
Well, I don't think it's extended, it's gonna be.
I mean, it's 2,600 square feet.
Liquor
sorry.
store will be 2,600 additional square feet, but they're also going up. But they will be going back into the parking lot, according to the plan. So
I feel like that won't hurt I've never seen that parking lot. Full, no, so hopefully,
It looks like they'll still have 15 parking spaces plus 2 universal spaces. So that's probably more than what's in Station Circle.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
Good
true.
point.
And they're also like, it's like, oh, yeah, I could find them, 15 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah. And you can park on Haverford now too,
Yeah.
if that stays.
Right.
Yeah, wow.
What's happening with that girl, we might gonna. Later for us then.
He'll be in next month.
There will be something
I
else.
think that Dawn and Christina are gonna have to come up with some art for the, so it doesn't look totally like all the other empty storefronts with artwork in there instead.
I feel like the artwork's been changed, we need to like. Just burn it.
Well, I couldn't ask him on the record, but I am curious if anything is happening over there. I heard they kind of scuttled the plans.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
They were gonna set up, trying to fix up some of the buildings, renovate some of the buildings, and just rent them out as they are.
Well, they're not really, they cleared out, American Family Market.
Yeah.
So that one.
I mean, I don't know how they're not just raising money, but they're not. And-
So can we look that up on the borough website under plans and development? Okay.
Well, I haven't seen, I think we've all just heard, I don't know that they've had plans, but yeah, they're not going to build up. They're just gonna renovate, I think, to sell. I think it's just probably,
Mhm.
who knows?
And
Let's have this conversation
It's
later.
been on-
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
the status of the plans wouldn't change either if they just walk away from them. They don't have.
Oh, okay, so I can't learn more by looking at the thing.
You know, you'd have to ask the borough if they pulled plumbing or electrical permits or something.
It's all right. Not my business, I'm
No.
just being nosy, so.
Well,
This-
that's a pretty big part of all of our business.
Yeah.
Okay, on to item number 4, our tree event, which is
Okay.
fast approaching.
It is, very fast.
Like 3 days.
Okay, so can I just say, I walked all around the train station, and I don't see a lot of trees that need pruning. So we're gonna have to figure out, if we actually wanna have a demonstration of some sort, or do any pruning. I don't know where that would be.
Did you
Except
look
for
at the brick apartment buildings across from the train station?
Yeah.
Oh, because when I was walking up, I thought there were some we can.
Well, I saw, there are a couple of, some trees are damaged from ice, I think, like by the train station. I mean, it's not really like a demonstration to just
Oh.
cut off a dead limb. Like, it's not about shaping the tree or anything like that, but there are a couple branches that need to be
Okay.
cut off because they broke. However, I didn't notice any like perfect, like that's really nothing to use. Unless, I mean, I know they were more on your street.
Yeah. Yeah, and some of my neighbors are interested in having us do some pruning too.
Okay.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Mhm.
You know Rayhana and Patrick? She was asking me about it.
Okay. I was thinking of the ones that are in front of the brick apartment building. Because I was only thinking of that 8-foot thing.
And Bettina, did you walk like up Elmwood towards the bridge where we put our woodland trees? I doubt anybody's touched those.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Oh, you
I mean, Todd and I walked there yesterday.
Okay.
I specifically walked around the south side to look at the trees that
Yeah.
needed pruning.
Good.
And a couple needed maybe one tall trim, but I mean, many of them are still pretty small. Like all those red buds are still small. A few things look like they have been pruned.
Oh, Linnea Street.
Yeah. We just couldn't find much.
Well, remember too, we could, if people want to know like how to do it, we can still just find a tree that's small,
Mhm.
pick a branch,
Mhm.
show them what the collar is,
Yeah.
show them where to cut,
Mhm.
let them hold the clippers and cut it,
Mhm.
and then just like talk them through what the
Mhm.
borough is asking.
Mhm.
I kind of feel like just the conversations might be as important as
Right.
actually pruning things.
Yeah.
So it is too bad that there's not one that's like, we can go to town on it to 8 feet or 14 feet,
Right.
but just to demonstrate, we can still
Mhm.
just find one of our trees.
Yeah.
Do we have any copies of the hang tag or whatever we were calling it? The piece that just kind of basically said,
No, but I mean, we could
get some
do
prints of
that,
that
but for, you know what, I forget what it said.
to hand to people.
Oh,
I have this book. Well, I have this thing that we had given out
That's a piece.
at the,
that's a good, I mean.
This is a nice one, I
yeah,
think.
That's a great one.
Do you want to like go take that to Staples and make like with some
I
copies?
think that borough,
Yeah,
my,
let's ask them.
yeah, the
That's the
borough.
oh, can they do it? Okay, okay.
But we do need to buy like.
I think they actually already like linked to this, to the post they did in the borough.
Yes, they
Last.
did.
Because I've given them.
We have like a dozen of those.
Okay, so that might be enough.
Yeah, I think ours was just called the Shade Tree Commission, right? That hang tag,
Yeah,
didn't give any information, it just said
Yeah,
call the
that's
Shade
true.
Tree Commission.
okay.
Yeah, that, or even if we just had that one, so we could just show people.
Or maybe I have to say black and white copies of this and that.
Yeah, yeah, do you, that's a PDF, right? Can you just send that? Yeah,
Yeah.
just send it to me.
Okay,
Wait, so who's making,
Do you think we should
are
just-
we making more?
so I have
copies?
one for pruning mature trees, planting new tree plantings, and pruning young trees. Should we just do the pruning young trees since we're
And you
gonna
have
focus?
one for pruning mature trees?
Pruning mature trees.
Let's take that one. too.
Okay,
Because we're not gonna demonstrate anything.
true. Okay, so ask the borough again, what, like 15 of each or something, or more?
That's enough, I think that's enough.
Probably.
We can always keep them for another time, if they make extra.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a few
Maybe
extras,
20.
maybe 20 each, okay. Okay, I'll do that, yeah.
Thanks for Tina.
Mhm.
Okay, then the other thing that was on my mind was the mayor remarks. John, you had a conversation with him.
He posted something on Facebook.
He did, yeah.
Oh, okay, so we don't have, there was some wording that I did check, I didn't know whether you had or not, but.
No, I didn't check, I thought,
Okay, so I go to STC. Files. Is this interrupting your flow, Rick? I'm sorry.
No.
Because I had it on my mind already. Because I feel like there was at least something that was required to be in there. Let me just see if I can find it. Opening the file food doc. This may take a few minutes.
Who has the banner?
We don't know where that banner is. It vanished. And
What banner
remember
specifically?
we had a banner that we put in front of the table, but we haven't had it. for a couple of
did we leave it
days.
at a street thing?
It must have, yeah, it was, I mean,
Must be in the garage.
I was thinking, I was like,
You read the email stuff then?
Yeah, and I'll look in my basement too. Could be there,
Was it,
like the
nylon,
tablecloth,
yeah.
right?
well, yeah, that we used it, the banner, like,
Yeah.
it was not.
it's not, it wouldn't be in that bag I have of yours that had the clippers. I'll double check.
Let's all look around for the banner.
okay, so Dawn, I'm not gonna send this to Dana.
Okay.
And
That'd be great.
let me just make make sure I get it.
Yeah, we did a little promo today on social media.
Yeah, that was very cute, actually.
I didn't see it, that was cute.
All right, I have a silly question. Last meeting, did we decide where we're gonna be?
We,
Oh, I thought we decided Station Circle, and we'll set up a table right in the center, if it's gonna be nice. Or should we just be on the bar, like by the wall, by the train wall, out of the sun? What do you
oh,
think?
by the bicycles?
Yeah,
I mean, we can figure out exactly where you,
So
That
like
more-
station,
Right.
but Station Circle, yeah.
okay, good. I have like a,
Saturday, okay, so only 7% chance of rain on Saturday.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it is gonna be beautiful, cause I do have to have my class on Saturday, till 10. I'll try and, I will rush out of there. To that, guys, I did order, I went to Great Expectations and I said, we have $100 budget. And she was very accommodating, getting us, she's gonna work around, I requested a cupcake, but that is very expensive, but, so bagels, some baked goods and coffee is what they're gonna provide. So would anybody be able to pick that up at 9:30? Or thereabouts?
That's good.
At Get.
Yeah.
I spoke with.
Can we put a little like, maybe we'll mention it, that thanks to Get for our,
We could,
or maybe people will notice it.
Well, I thought. we
Oh, or
could get some
if they give us
business
cards,
or
it might,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. And I will, I'm not sure, I'll bring some paper goods just in case they
Okay.
don't have that, but I'll bring
Is
that.
there anything else you think we should provide?
I think that's good.
Cause she was concerned about, how much, I mean, when we run out,
Yeah.
we run out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think?
No, I agree.
Or, I mean, I could augment with Costco or something, but I really want to just keep it.
Yeah. Okay.
fine, I mean,
And then, when people have to buy.
And they have to go into the neighborhood
And,
right.
yeah, or blue, I
Patronize.
would have done blue out, but I kept on, every time that I walked by, they weren't open, it just was, and I couldn't just call them, so I just went to Get. So we'll support Get this time, we can
Yeah.
support, and
Yeah,
then
great.
we have different efforts.
thanks for taking
Okay,
care of
did we
that.
say this is gonna take place at 9? At 10?
10.
10 o'clock, okay.
Cause we have to.
I have 10 to 1 on my calendar. I don't know that we've ever actually decided on an end time.
Mm,
Yeah, no, I
Can't
had
imagine.
10 too, and that's kind of too long, but I think I was just trying to block out my
Yeah.
Saturday.
I had 10 to 12.
I usually do
And it's only by 10, yeah.
Mine was more like 10 to 11, but in the end.
What time is Dana coming to do the picture?
Oh, I can ask, I'll tell them to join us right at, a little before 10 or, because if we should just get that done when we have to get it done. Have to so what will our order of business, like Rick will welcome people thank, the borough members, or something, thank all the volunteers who've helped us all these years. And
Assuming anybody's there.
I know.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is more open housey, so I don't think people will be getting there at 10. I
Yeah,
think what's
exactly.
gonna happen is if we're set up,
yeah,
people, as they filter into Narberth, will organically
Stop
just
by,
sit here.
see
Yeah,
what's going on.
that's why I think it'd be nice, we should maybe be at the circle.
Yeah,
Circle,
okay.
so that we're.
And it would be nice to have a banner or a sign saying what we're doing.
Yes, do we need a table? Cause I can drop a table, a white table.
I can
on-
bring a table, I live closest.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will ask everybody to bring your own like camping chairs or whatever if you wanna sit.
Okay.
Chairs there.
Okay.
oh, right, there, see, there.
Plenty of places to just
Mhm.
hang out.
Jess is your favorite tree.
Wait, let me see, what were the other things? Tools, do we need to get tools from Jeff, or,
Probably.
I think I have 2 pruners
oh, okay,
from,
Yeah,
so 2 might be enough,
I have some clippers.
that's probably enough.
I did ask, and we made this request, but we were not super specific when we were at the committee meeting. Asked for like some loppers and handsaws and stuff. I don't know if Jean like actually passed that to Jeff or to Maggie to Jeff as a directive, like buy this many tools. But I will email. you
Well, I
find out what's
wonder-
up.
If we need them though, if we're mostly gonna be showing people how to do it.
I think we just go out to your street, I mean,
Yeah.
well, one thing we also needed last time was leaf bags. So we can-
Yeah, I probably have a few week bags.
I just use a trash can. I don't use the bags anymore. I could clean up my loppers and bring them.
Yeah, I definitely
Covered
have
with dirt right now.
longer handle ones as well. I can bring.
You probably have some.
But I do, yeah, I can bring them.
All right, well, I'll
That'd be
email
easier.
Jeff and
Oh,
I'll ask him if he bought us tools. If he didn't, I'll say, I'll tell him we think we can piece it together.
Mhm.
If he bought us tools already, we will use them,
okay,
but if not, don't worry about it.
okay.
Thank
The remarks,
Yeah, okay, we can carry it together. Let's make that remember.
Yeah, I mean, like, parsing to your question about order of business, I agree with you guys. I think it's just gonna be hang out, relax a little bit, have
Okay.
conversations,
Mhm.
talk trees,
okay,
talk pruning as much as we can.
okay,
You know, I don't wanna have the borough's yellow flyers exactly, but that's something we can help people with, so.
yeah,
we'll
okay,
just- It's sort of, like open house, little shade tree commission office hours.
okay. Yeah, the only reason I had it on my mind was, and it's an agenda item a little farther down, but if we do decide to continue to proceed with the Tree City USA, you do have to have a formal, there has to be the mayor and,
Mhm.
a couple of other people, and you have to have a picture, and you have to show them the written remarks and that kind of stuff, just part of the, application for the.
Yeah.
So, but we can do that right in the beginning or,
Yeah, when he's there and people are around, he can ring his bell and yell, hear ye, and
Okay,
whoever's
good.
around will listen.
Are any borough council members expected to come or?
Cindy goes to everything. I haven't heard formally, I guess Jim would come. Oh, and then I guess we'll just take a picture with somebody's iPhone. May I just insert one other thing that relates to the tree event, or it's not really, it's kind of, but I got a text from Linnea Sanderson today asking me, do you need volunteers or haven't heard anything about it? Did we decide to send an email to, or did we send an email to our former volunteers and just say we don't have planning this year?
I haven't, I might have said I would,
Well, the
but I
team,
haven't.
I mean, do you,
We didn't,
oh, I
I
thought,
don't think we did
okay,
say anything.
I made that up in my head. I mean, does anybody else have an opinion about this? I wasn't really
Probably
sure.
should.
I was thinking of like the Keatons, I mean, the people who come like every single time and work really hard.
I feel like we're not having a, fancy, we're having a Arbor Day and volunteer appreciation open house with a pruning demonstration. Something like that. That's a really long time. But-
Yeah, let's figure out what
Like
the
that.
acronym
Let's
is.
just say like, get ready for fall, because we're gonna need to.
Okay.
And a lot.
Hmm. You want me to draft that?
Sure.
And you can distribute it to the most
I can
recent
send it out to
group,
the
because I
last
think,
couple, yeah.
is your list, because Rick gave you the list and then you added to it too.
Yeah, I think I have a pared down version that is like people who have done it the last, since I've been on, basically. Or the last 3 years or something, 2 years.
That's good. If they haven't been here in 3 years, we don't appreciate them.
We've forgotten about them.
I was walking with some neighbors today on the south side, and we were like looking at all the beautiful trees, and they're like, remember we planted this one? We planted this one, and they're like, I planted that with my daughter, and I'm like, I knew you guys were planting, like, I was like, get them back in the. So, anyway,
That's
it's
great.
really gratifying for people to walk around and see that
Mhm.
things that they've planted. I mean, I experienced it myself.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Should we have a sign up or requesting,
Oh, why not?
if people wanna have trees?
Do I have a clipboard?
I like that word.
But remember, you can't get, well, you can give your clipboard to Dawn, me or so.
Well, what are you clipboarding?
I'm interested in volunteering in the future or something, or I'm, right? Isn't that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, or more important, planting a tree.
Then you have it
Well, you
like
have
name,
I mean,
email
you have the
address, and
living
a little
link.
checkbox, I want a tree. Or I want to volunteer. I want to be homes or plant, and then they check the things that they want, they check all the boxes. Does that make?
Yeah, it's great.
I can draft one and.
Yeah, just make a little, okay, it's fine.
The only thing that we need to be a little bit, not fussy, but, you know, anybody from anywhere can volunteer with us. They can live in the city and volunteer with us. But you can only get a tree if you're a property owner.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right, do we feel okay
No,
about?
well, it just
the
feels like
pruning
it's the day after tomorrow, you know, kind of thing.
What else?
Couple days.
Have everything, yeah.
This is
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess if people ask us like, why are you doing this instead of planting trees? Just say that we're not able to plant trees this year because we were informed that we can't do it.
I think that there was a hiccup with the financing and the communication with the problem. But I think the borough has like figured out that we can plant trees anywhere we want with the funding money going forward. So I feel like the problem is solved, so to speak, but it wasn't, the problem was there fast. We couldn't, like, we didn't have the money time. I don't know, just.
We had to reassess our funding structure,
Yeah.
take a step back, and we'll be ready for the fall.
That,
And try not to
thank
say.
you, that's much more articulate.
Okay, I know, I just have a hard time.
That's very good.
I know. Say what you need to say to people who will keep it to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, you and Todd have plenty of those conversations, sure.
Yes.
Not resource, I'm sorry, there's a term, I like.
It'll pop up, so yeah.
All right, well, I won't ask again, but are there other things we need to discuss for Saturday? Or will we just see each other all around 9:45 or 10?
No, I
Still
mean,
plan to be there 9:45 would be good, I think, if we're gonna start at 10.
Yeah.
We'll get our, we'll bring our snacks, so we're gonna bring the tables, everything, like that.
Yeah.
Excellent.
5 of us will have coffee together and.
That's right.
And everybody comes
If
by.
nothing else.
Yeah.
The Girl Scouts selling cookies, picking with war posters, ain't the ready.
Yeah, hopefully the Girl Scouts aren't there screaming.
They're not-
I think it's over.
These are done.
Yeah.
Well, you can know that.
I wouldn't know that.
Isn't it February? That's what I just remember
Yeah.
my daughter walking around in freezing cold.
Yeah.
I didn't even see any this year.
That's all of it, the sensation.
Oh, wow, I would have done.
I always like to support Mary and Vivian, and the boxes are now,
They're really small.
and they're, what's it, $7 this year? $5?
6, I think, or 6.50.
Really, not that much?
But the number of cookies is really,
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
we got some real what's it called? Something inflation,
Drinkflation.
shrinkflation.
Item number 5.
Okay, so here's the story, you guys. The story is, okay, so, it turns out that Tree City USA, even though they require, that you spend $2 for every resident, they do have quite a wide range of things that can be, quote, counted toward that. So I had understood it to be specifically for trees. But there are, it's actually, I put it into our Google Drive for Arbor Day. You know, there's things like a wide range of expenses that can be, like you can count the volunteer time, you can count tree inventory work, public education, supplies, prizes for Arbor Day contests. So there's all kinds of things that can be tree worker salaries and benefits. All kinds of things can be counted toward that $2 a person. So that means that the borough doesn't really have to buy that many trees to qualify for Tree City USA. The thing that concerns me, of course, is that the form on the application is really designed to be given to the person who runs the budget in the municipal. It's Tree City USA is usually applied for by the municipality itself. And for us to kind of step in as a Shade Tree Commission and say, okay, we'll complete the applications, it's tough to do because you have to have the
Yeah, we can't. do that.
spreadsheets and stuff.
Right, could we just ask Maggie, okay, can you give us an estimate for how much Jeff, or ask
No,
Jeff?
it can't be an estimate. It has to be, like,
Oh,
the
then
forms are
okay.
very,
We can't do it at all. I mean, if the borough would like to have the Tree City designation, they have the numbers and they need to fill
Yeah,
out the
yeah,
paperwork.
just-
then.
because that's how we've applied in the past, that it was really, the borough office handled that kind of
Then
detail.
then they have those numbers probably anyway.
So ask them to handle it,
Well.
or
I would
explain
give
to
that-
them that to handle it,
I
you
would
have to.
explain exactly what you just said,
Okay.
you know, we need to show that our budget isn't just the purchasing of the trees, but the time spent. And that would be the public works, like how, even the day of, like how much, I'm sure they know off, you know, how much
Yeah.
public work spent on
Yeah.
planting day.
But in the grant application, it's very specific, like they have to fill in.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Have they, but you're saying that they did that in the past?
yes.
So why is that a problem to do?
Yeah, they can do it.
Oh, I just think they've changed some of their policies in terms of what they will do or not do.
Who, our staff?
Don't you think? It's all different staff then.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
Okay. Okay.
I assume they want to keep the designation, so in that case, but.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. They care about the designation, they might not. Okay. Okay, so
Oh, well, I
now,
mean, ask him.
Yeah.
I guess. What else can we do?
Sorry, I was saying, don't ask, suggest to Maggie that in the past, borough staff has done this for us and we need their help. again.
well, they didn't do it for us. They did it for the borough as a borough thing. And they had us kind of help them out a little bit with it. It was
So,
really a
like,
borough office initiative
Oh,
to complete
okay.
the application. And I think you might have submitted it, might have, no.
I think it was Sal,
You could
yeah.
say like historically, the borough did it, and we did things like get the mayor to take a picture with us.
Yeah.
Or something like that, but if you guys did this part of the grant application.
Right.
Then you guys are assuming that responsibility, and we can still take a picture with the mayor if you want.
The deadline's pretty far off now, so I think it's sometime in the fall or something. But it's a long way time from now. The reason I'm being pushy now about this Arbor Day thing is we need it if we're gonna apply
Yeah,
way away from now, but we have to have an Arbor Day related event and we have to have the mayor or whoever's the highest. Okay, great. Well, that's what I wanted to ask you.
Thanks for shouting that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's complete. I mean, the
great.
discussion is what I wanted, so we can move on.
Thanks, Carson.
Yep.
Number 6, Shade Tree Commission attendance at March Infrastructure Committee.
Dawn and I attended.
It started 15 minutes later.
Oh,
That's
really?
why it's 15 minutes late.
Oh, I thought you were working. Oh, I assumed
I
you
was
were
working,
work.
and then, but I
Yeah.
thought it was like 1:15 here.
Oh, that's so fun.
Sorry, that was an interesting.
Yeah, the thing that's is relevant to the Shade Tree Commission is that Jeff Eldon has a plan for they're gonna take out the bleachers. I guess that's been planned for quite a while. So they talked a lot about like dismantling it and, you know, selling some for scrap or whatever.
Take, and not replace them or replace them?
No, what they're gonna do is they're gonna cut down the white pines that are there and make, like put more grass in. He wants it to be sort of like a grassy area where you could sit or play and, you know, watch the baseball game, etc. And I asked if an arborist had deemed that the trees should be, you know, cut down. And he said, oh, yes, because the branches are dropping. And I looked, I don't know, I sent you guys a picture. I don't know. No, white pines aren't that big a deal, but they're quite tall trees.
They're big trees.
And they do provide a lot of shade. I mean, in that area, but, and then the other thing he mentioned that's kind of part of his thinking for that, the general areas, wants to remove all the trees that are around the war memorial. And that includes some oak trees. And Maggie Dobbs mentioned at the time that that was part of Jeff's overall plan for shade tree, like maintenance. Now, I looked at those trees. There's one that looks quite unhealthy by the War Memorial, but there are these two really beautiful oaks. I don't know whether we should be concerned about that, so I asked Jim Spear, because he came by my house for a different reason, and it's because we saw each other at the Short Ridge planting thing. So I asked him, I was like, wait, now how does this work? You know, so the infrastructure committee hears that we're gonna remove these trees. Do we say something about it, or do we wait to hear something more official during the infrastructure meetings? I wasn't really clear. I mean, I did pipe up and say about the white pines, like didn't arborist say they should be removed?
Sounds like these are designed, or when Narberth, this whole big redesign of Narberth Park, is this part of?
No,
So that footprint, like that part of what we're talking about is not included in the park redesign?
I think that was part of the park plan to take out those white pines.
okay,
I didn't know about all the trees by the.
okay, so
I
you
think
hadn't heard that.
I have heard
Well,
that they're gonna take
but
out, they
there
wanted
was-
to take out those white pines.
White pines,
Yeah.
okay. The trees at the war memorial, I mean, I guess if one of them's dead, but what's the thought of if some of them, again, that just seems like, it seems like this is all park redesign stuff. I'm just curious why.
Yeah, no, I don't know, and again, I mean,
But
Dawn
is
and
that
I
the
were just
purview of the
like,
infrastructure committee? Are they the designers of Narberth? Are they the ones who put out the? They're not the ones who put out the RFP for the 3 parks?
Well, I mean, the whole borough council would have, but I mean, they
it's not,
Who's managing that?
they shouldn't be at the point of doing anything per design plans yet. We don't have detailed design plans.
So do these seem like design, I guess forget the white pines, just taking trees out around the war memorial, that seems like a design?
I don't know why this is the first I'm hearing about the war memorial trees. The pines behind the bleachers, I feel like it's been talked about every year
Yeah,
forever.
right.
And I don't feel too strongly about them. To me, it's not the right species. for
Right.
that
If
place.
something else, yeah, and if
Correct.
something else could go in there.
Yeah,
we could
and
plant
one of the snowstorms a few years ago, one of those fell on the bleachers. So I mean,
Oh, gosh.
I don't feel strongly about
No.
the white pines. I am more curious about the oaks at the war memorial.
Which one is the one that's not doing well? Is it the one
That's the
that's
one.
into the sidewalk? Because when they replaced the sidewalks, I walked by and they actually like cut into the tree.
Oh.
Get the sidewalk.
That's
God.
what happened to my tree.
They did not, there was like a big, like, part of it
Yeah, I don't
cut
know.
down and they
I did
actually
take
like were
pictures.
hacking into it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So,
Well, I
mean,
guess,
They already have.
I guess what I'm more interested in discussing is, so now the Shade Tree Commission is reporting through the Infrastructure Committee. So Dawn and I are sitting there. Do we, when someone starts talking about trees and removal of big trees, do we kind of pipe up? I mean, we're in the sort of like guest portion of the room.
Right,
I don't really know how
Like, what's our role?
yeah.
I
Pull
don't
up
feel
the Shade Tree Commission ordinance.
would it be in there?
Well, I mean, that defines our powers.
Oh.
It gives us dominion over trees in the right of way, and I believe it says in public space. Something like that. I mean, we could try to insert ourselves or at least ask for more information.
Okay.
I mean, you know, again, we keep telling the staff, like, let us know what's happening, because you guys, I think, were spared the bombardment of emails about one tree on our street that's coming out. Like, if the borough could tell us what's going on once in a while, we could help with messaging, and I don't know, I'd like to know what they're doing, why.
That's the one that Jen texted us about?
Yeah,
Is that going to
The
the
Ginkgo sewer, yeah.
it's a hazardous tree.
Well, I mean, I can just say that from the one
Yeah.
meeting I attended, it's like, it's not really conducive to conversation, or it's like they have their agenda items and they want to just stick to that, and you don't really feel like you can just make comments.
Well,
I
I
don't
did,
know.
and they don't ever tell me not to speak, so
Yeah.
if any of you are attending the committee meetings and you have something to say, you know, be respectful, raise your hand or something, but you know, we're there for a reason, and
I don't know what the reason is.
because,
Unfortunately, I can never attend on a Tuesday, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be attending those two.
It is an awkward time.
Yeah.
When is it, 2:00?
1 o'clock, but which, can you remember which Tuesday? The
I have it on
second?
my calendar.
Oh, wait, I
Are
can
we
just look on the
sticking-
borough website.
are we sticking with one commission, one committee or
It was
another? Are we
March
sticking with
21st.
infrastructure now?
So it must be the. Yeah,
March
board switched. March, the fourth Tuesday?
So who were the council people that were part of the committee?
Well, the person who's in charge of it was out of town,
And that's
Mike
Mike
Stanley, yeah, and I think he really knows nothing about the trees.
Mike Galdini.
Mike Galdini was chairing in his place, and the third person is Joe Stratton, who's on that
Oh,
committee.
yeah. And
Joe
Jeff was
Stratton.
there, and Maggie was there, and
Emily,
Joe Stratton is also on public health and safety.
Oh, is he?
He was at
Okay.
the meeting that Dawn and I attended.
okay,
So was Seth Sellenson, also on that.
Was he? He
Wasn't
must
he?
not have been there that day either.
He was there at the time Carson and I went. Mike Sellenson.
that's right, he was.
Okay, and
Unless they've all changed around, I'm looking it up.
Mhm.
Oh, here's a listing of the committees and who's on them. Oh, no, doesn't say who's on them. Well.
So do we need to attend that every month or every other month or?
No, I thought we were supposed to attend it every month.
Oh,
but-
okay.
We're supposed to try, yeah.
Okay, so when is the next one?
Let's see.
Is it April 28th?
Okay, 2026, agenda minutes, packet video. Which I look under agenda, March 24th, February 24th. So what is that, the last Tuesday or the third Tuesday?
It's the last Tuesday or the fourth Tuesday?
Okay, I have it.
But we're in April. If I go in April, I will
I
also
can't,
have to be late.
yeah, the 21st, I can't go.
The 21st or the 28th? Which, oh,
And
Well, we don't know what it is. It
And
doesn't
it's
say
12 or 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, okay.
But wait, where would it say? Would they say in their agenda? No, it doesn't say.
Which date is it?
But that's what we don't know. And how can I look it up in the, would I look it up in the minutes, maybe?
What are you trying to look up?
What's the frequency of their meetings, like Wednesday?
Is it on the borough calendar?
The last Thursday or?
Oh, looks, okay, I was in the infrastructure committee. I don't say,
Well,
so I'll go back
April only
to,
has 4 Tuesdays, so I'm gonna guess the 28th, but I don't know.
That sounds right.
wait, so where's the calendar, home? Okay, cancel minutes. Do you know, do they have a tab that's all calendar?
There used to be a calendar.
Okay,
Well, I can do the May one, I can't do the April one.
okay, so why don't I just do a search for calendar? Search, calendar, Borough of Narberth. April 26th. Borough events, reservations. April, okay, so April, so we're looking for infrastructure. Yes, infrastructure is April 28th at 1 p.m. Now that I can actually go to, I can't go if it's the 21st. Dawn, did you say you could go
I
on
can
the
go, but I'll
28th?
be 15 minutes late again. Because I have a client until 1.
Yeah, of course. Okay,
Oh, is that on my calendar?
okay. Okay, good. Thank you. I just wanted to, I don't really understand what we're supposed to do, but you're saying that if I look in the tree ordinance, it will say?
Well, I'm curious, I think our shade tree commission enabling ordinance gives us some power over trees within the rights of way and trees within public property.
Okay, that's
Or
what
maybe
that's
public
my memory
property.
of that, yeah. So Narberth Article Ordinance. Okay, well, sorry, I guess I should look at this later, but, because we don't know what our role is with the infrastructure committee.
Wow.
Yeah, and we also don't know if, they're working on the ordinance using, because I know that Jim Spear has mentioned it a few times, but I don't know whether we're supposed to be part of that or not.
I would hope so.
But should we be asking somebody or what should we be doing about that?
Um,
I have a feeling Jim will let us know when that
Yeah.
actually comes up.
Well, he's not on the committee, but yeah. Okay. Okay,
all right, I don't have anything for the downtown tree plan. This was brought up at the committee meeting that Dawn and I attended. And Jean was sort of like, I didn't know anything about this. So didn't know that we were waiting on maps or plans or anything like that. And upon learning, it sounded like she would try to move it forward, but now we're in a different committee again, so. I don't know, again, nothing to
Well,
discuss.
Right, but I think Jim had said, well, it's definitely within your charge, you need to
Yes.
ask for those maps publicly at the next meeting, so whoever goes to the next infrastructure meeting should bring it up
Okay.
and say, we're waiting for the maps, so it becomes part of
Okay.
the record that that's what we're waiting for.
Okay, because, when I saw Jim on Saturday, there's some, I think, impatience among borough council members about us coming up with a street tree plan. And, are there any things that we can do now to have movement forward? We can't really unless we have. So should we communicate that to the borough and to the infrastructure committee?
Well, I think like Bettina just said, we have to just ask again for some plans or maps or.
We'll ask, when we're there, we'll ask during the meeting.
Yeah, so that everybody hears it and it goes in their minutes.
Yeah.
And it's an action item.
Okay, because,
As
Jim,
applicants come in, we keep making the comments and good comment tonight, more diversity. And we can, work it piecemeal as applicants come in too.
okay, yeah, I got the impression from Jim that he thinks we have everything we need to, he thought we were just like stalling on writing it or doing it or making it happen. So what we're looking for is the map of the street that shows where the pits are, right? Map of the streets that shows.
We want, everything that they can give us, pits, utilities, rights of way.
It seemed like when Chuck was at the meeting, he was like, oh yeah, I've got that.
Yeah.
I've got one, it
Yeah,
seemed like an easy, that's my perception.
I don't know, he told us a long time ago
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
the borough engineers were working on some project that they were making street maps anyway, and that they would get them to us.
Right,
And they never materialized.
right.
So I don't know if council is frustrated or not, but now we brought this up at a committee meeting that was a month and a half or 2 months ago, and we still don't have any maps or plans or anything, so. If they're impatient, I don't know what to tell them.
Yeah, like,
okay, great.
Can I just ask before we adjourn, anything else on this one before we go to the other
No.
business? We had talked last time about those few trees that we did need to
Yeah.
replant or what?
Yeah, Tom asked me to double check with you about the magnolia, the specific species. Do you know off the top of your head, or should I check it on the list?
Which species, what
The
is,
new ones that we're getting. Like, is it
we
the-
need Magnolia virginia.
Okay. And, we can have Hassan will deliver them. But they could put them like on my yard or something, because we're gonna plant the service berry for Mina and Billy. across the
Oh, I
street.
talked to,
Oh, did you talk
I
to
talked to
someone?
Bill, and
Okay.
he said, don't worry about it, he said, wait till fall, till we're doing a planting, that's fine.
Oh, I misunderstood. Okay, okay. Who's Bill?
Bill, Mina's husband?
Oh, Bill Sipes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I was thinking of the McDonald's. Okay, so all we're getting is 2 Magnolia Virginiana.
Yes, and Tom and Maureen can get those for us?
Yes,
Okay.
correct. They could pay for them and have them delivered, but I didn't know. Not like they can deliver them to the house, but they could put them in like a central point or something, maybe your house or my house.
That's fine,
Okay.
yeah.
we need to help plans, we
Yeah,
have planting.
Yeah, probably
We
one of
will.
us should do that, yeah.
Find
Find out
Do you
the
know what
dates.
this, yeah, out timing from
Yeah.
Tom when the trees would possibly arrive,
Yeah,
we can go from there,
Yeah, I can have it
Available.
Sam.
all right?
I mean, I'm just saying that blanket, like,
I'd like
depends on the day, but
Depending on the specifics.
yeah.
Okay,
And then in terms of transplanting, the ones that are there, how will we get to,
oh, I'll take them, I'll talk them to Tom, we'll take them over there.
wait, try?
Yeah, we put 15 in, did I say that for my yard? That was really cool.
What,
There's a big, tulip poplar like behind me, so I get all these little baby tulip poplars. So for years, 10 years, Tom's been taking them to Rolling Hill, and now some of them are huge.
oh, really?
But anyway, we planted 15 of them. I think that was last week, but yeah, it's kind of fun to see them get really big.
Yeah.
Like, makes me cry, of course.
Big.
But yeah, with the magnolias would go well there, where we're planting.
Good, good. But you or Tom or someone will have a vehicle to take those? The magnolias
What are they,
that
like
coming
4,
out?
aren't they like 4 feet? How tall are they now? Have they gotten much bigger?
I haven't seen them, but
Yeah,
yeah,
when I walked down Iona, cause isn't it one of the people who lives, the woman who has? or
you
what-
wouldn't see them from the street.
Oh, then I do not know how big they are. I was looking at something else. Okay, I misunderstood.
But I mean, we just planted them and they were from,
Oh,
they were,
They were not the bare root, they were potted, right?
Oh, were they?
weren't that big.
yeah.
well, if that's a problem, I'll have to figure out a solution for that.
Yeah, they shouldn't be too big. I'm just saying like someone will need to go with a car to.
I had it in my head as like really little, you know.
Not that little. All right, but once, Tom lets us know roundabout when he thinks the trees will come in, we'll figure out the other details.
Yeah, I'll ask him tomorrow.
Okay. Any other business? Final motion?
Close, end the meeting, close the meeting.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you, guys.
I'm turning off the recording. Stop.
It is 8:56.
Oh, it's not a touch screen.